Page 17, Russian Folk Dance, a very well-known melody by Beethoven. This is in a lot of method books. Look it over, it's a page long. Treble bass clef, one sharp in the key signature, so it's either in G major or E minor. If I look at the end, we're here. Ending G, I'm guessing it's in G major. But go ahead and do the scales, and if you're doing arpeggios, those two, for G major and E minor. And how much you're doing on those, 1 octave or 2 octave, it's up to you. I don't know where you are on them. If you're just learning the scales, it's 1 octave. And the arpeggio, 1 octave. If you're comfortable with the scale, you know what keys are in the scale. You're accustomed to playing F sharps here. You're just automatically playing F sharps. Then try 2 octaves. In the arpeggio, wait until that tremolo exercise is comfortable for you, and then try 2 octaves. Don't rush it. Take your time on those. It just takes a few minutes every day, not a lot of time. And then 2/4 time signature. So right hand first. I want a fingering lets me connect the notes. 1 and 2 and 1. So much for that. Let's go. The second line is measure 7. They want. And that's okay. We can do that. You're just crossing over for one thing. There's other fingerings, but this works. That's fine. Now, measure 9, they want 4th finger. Well, that's a stretch. And measure 8, I recommend a thumb for the last one. They have it in parentheses. Yeah, do a thumb. Because it's a repeated note. Remember, we change hand positions on repeated notes all the time. This way, even if you repeat, you're ready. And if you go to the next line, you're closer to where you want to be. But when I go to the next line for measure 9, that 4th finger, you got pretty big hands to reach that. And I want to connect it at first. So what you can do, since that's repeated, measure 9 is repeated, play it twice. Well, first time I'll play it with 5th finger. And then 4. So it's here. 2, 3, and then. Yeah, and then the last measure, I like that 4. I like that. We do different fingers on repeated notes, especially when they're quick, when we can. It'd be nice, like in measure 9, to do that. Yeah. To do that too. If you want to try it, go right ahead. It's 4, 3, then 2, 3. I'm just using different fingers on repeated notes like this, especially when they're quick. Takes a little bit of practice, a little bit of getting used to, but once you get used to it, believe me, it is so much easier and more relaxing to be able to do that than to use the same finger. You know, it's almost like a bounce hit or a hit bounce, which we do sometimes. I said do. We'll do a hit bounce, but if we can, I just use different fingers. You can do that on measure 9 too. Left hand's just. Okay. Well, I'll put the hands together and slowly it's a here. Here. So I'll go through and I'll put the hands together. And then I'll go back over just a few measures at a time and I'll work out the hesitations. You should be able to play most all of this without looking at the keyboard, actually. You want to feel your way around the keyboard. Got to look at first to see where you're at and whatnot, but eventually you want to be able to feel where these keys are without looking. Now once I get the hesitations out of the way, I'll think about the articulation. This is staccato. I'm flexing at the wrist, very short. And keep the motion small. Don't go woo. This. They don't give you a lot of articulation. So in that case, I just connect it if I can. Like measure 9. It's like it's in 2 measure phrases. So you can lift up between the phrases here. Lift up. Lift up. Lift up. Lift up. Like taking a breath, that works. The left hand, well, you have a choice. You can connect it. I mean, you're doing so much in the right hand, it might be easier just to connect the left. Maybe you want to kind of bounce it around. It is a dance. Experiment with the articulation. Again, since it's repeated, you don't want to play it twice exactly the same. Maybe you'll change the articulation in the left hand. First time, play it connected. And then when you repeat it, separate, bounce the left hand a little bit. Not short, but just separate. You try different things out because the music doesn't say. Technically, it's up to you. Although the music generally has a certain style that goes with it based on who wrote it and time period and all that junk. But here, they just don't say anything, and it is a dance, so you can make it light a little bit. Anyway, after the articulation, then I think about the dynamics. It goes to the right hand, it's the melody. This, soft in the background. Soft. Measure 9 loud. Get into where you can feel the dynamics, because even in measure 9 when it says loud, you don't have to play the last 2 lines loud. You're in that area. You can get louder and softer. I come down there at the end of the 3rd line here. Down, then back up. That goes up to the bottom, very loud at the end, I suppose, in the right hand. Then the speed with spirit, sort of like what I've been doing here. But it needs to be accurate. So what can you do accurately? Keep in mind at the bottom that half note, hold it down. Same thing in measure 8. Hold the half note down. Or here. Whichever. And it is a dance. There's no retard anywhere. You don't want to mess up the dancers, because when you start slowing up and speeding down and they're dancing, they don't like you anymore. So just keep the speed going all the way to the end. They'll know you're done when they don't hear you anymore.